Welcome to the shop. I'm Jared, and this is Wrench Every Day. As you can tell by the bags under my eyes and mediocre energy, this is going to be a different video. We are at Site B for the very last time. We are in the process of moving all of the projects, the ones that roll, don't roll, and all of my tools and parts to a different location until the permanent solution is found. You've heard us talking a little bit about some issues here, and well, we'll get to go into full details with kind of a, I guess, tell-all as the video progresses. Without going into too much detail early, because the idea is to try to get you to stick around for as much of the video as possible. Site B has always been a shared space. We worked with a couple other people and all got to use it, and unfortunately, being the guy on the road, my space kept getting smaller up until the point it was canceled. So don't have a spot here. We did have a lot of equipment that was shared. Some of it was mine that was brought in, and some of it was joint purchased, and I'm deciding to just kind of leave it to make the move as amicable as possible. And leaving stuff behind means I'm going to have to replace it, and I've got some shopping ahead of me. And of course, we know online shopping is how we tend to find good deals, but today's sponsor, Karma, is how you're going to find the best deals.
Hey there, so Jared told me that he wanted to buy a bunch of stuff, and me being the resident stuff buyer, I gave him some really good advice, and that's because I use Karma. Now I know that we definitely have a very professional setup here, but honestly, we go through a lot of parts, like a lot of little stuff, like RTVs, zip ties, all that stuff really adds up over time. And Karma is a free Chrome browser extension and app, which allows you to use coupon codes and rebates and cashback offers all automatically right on your computer or your smartphone or anywhere else that you do online shopping. So I go to Advanced Auto Parts just to buy all those little bits and pieces that I just talked about, and I've saved hundreds of dollars over the last few months just from using their free browser extension, and it is super easy. So on your computer, go to their website and download the free Chrome browser extension, and you can visit your favorite stores, and if you see an item you'd like to buy, you can save it really easily and quickly. You can also get notifications via email or your mobile device when an item you've saved goes on sale, has a relevant coupon, or comes back in stock. And when your products get saved, you can organize them into multiple wish lists so you can shop super effectively. Karma also scans the entire internet for coupon codes and applies them at checkout automatically. And from certain retail stores, you can actually earn cash back via PayPal. So the Chrome extension is an absolute must. So go check out the Karma free Chrome browser extension. It is really worth it. It's shop.karmanow.com/wrencheveryday. That is shop.karmanow.com/wrencheveryday. Go check it out. Link in the video description below right now.
Now, the astute among you will notice that I have got my '89 Supra. This is the one the wife and I drove away from the wedding, and it's kind of the eternal project car, and hopefully one day we'll be getting some work done to it and finished, and should be a pretty insane car, but she'll need some paint work. That's got to move. That is a project I was working on for a friend Jason that will just be going back to him. We have our wonderful flashing fluorescence that we won't have anymore. We have Earl Leaker, who's getting that amazing big block V8, which I'm excited about. Probably the most difficult, well, no, the toolboxes are going to be most difficult, but second most difficult is going to be a Honda Accord stretch limousine that has no suspension under it. She's just constantly getting stuff packed against her and hidden more and more, so she has got to somehow get onto a trailer and then head over to storage until it's her turn again. And then some of the other fun things we've got to go through. That intercooler and Supra engine, 2J, that's what came out of Earl. That's going back to Florida. That is the 6-speed diesel engine for our Jetta. That's going into Honda Rousey. Just some small parts that I'm tripping over because that's how we're going to start the day. Those two engines, they're actually Toyota 7M engines. I rescued them from going to the scrap heap, and they're for Faye Hadley. She has Pistons and Pixie Dust, a YouTube channel. She's also on Motor Trend. She teaches a really cool class about engine building, and gets a lot of women interested in mechanics and gets their experience. So I was able to rescue those, and we've just got to get them to Texas. I have my awesome zero-turn mower for the yard that takes no time to mow. My engine, and that's the Silver Supra engine. We've got another LS there. I've got just a wall of parts here that we really haven't gotten into. We have got an amazing Aero Motions active wing. You saw where I kind of teased putting it on the ISF. Probably not going to do that. Oh yeah, there's more Honda limo parts. I'm going to try to fit a lot of that into the car to simplify that move process. But this car is going to be great when it's done. All of that is stuff that belongs to the rest of the crew. Here on this wall was a ton of parts. A lot of these parts, a lot of limo parts, some Supra parts. That's already all been moved over, but I'm sure Dwayne can do some kind of flash of picture where I briefly showed all of that. And then inside, this was a completely blocked off dungeon of parts where I have way too many tires, a ton of Supra oil pans, emergency nitrous. And this has a lot of the parts for the Silver Supra, built TH400 transmission there. So lots of goodies. There's still a lot more littles to have to get out of here. Some 300ZX wiring we won't need from Earl. Let's try to fall over tripping on my ISF wheels. So that is kind of the remainder of what there is to move out. We've already, again, gotten quite a bit, and unfortunately, apparently, everyone is renting storage units right now. They just didn't exist, and the one I found is an hour and 20 minutes from the shop. So I'm trying to get those 3 cars out today, and those 2 shouldn't be too bad because they roll. This one's going to be fun. So I am going to move everything away from close to it, pack what we need to into it, and back in a trailer and start trying to come up with the game plan. And you guys are going to get to watch me kind of flub around with that. So let's do that. This is a moment where you see one of those big disclaimers, don't do this at home. I am a professional idiot, and I've been an idiot my entire life, but it's working. So right now, on our front subframe mounts, if we can reset for the light, I have a board there that is somehow flexing even though this car's not very heavy. Steering with a floor jack, some recalled jack stands on Harbor Freight furniture dollies, and we got it out. So we don't have to go far with it. So in the next step, I'm going to get the nose even higher, set up on some non-recalled jack stands, lower the ramps, set them onto some dollies, and back underneath. And once it's underneath, put the board back under so we can wheel forward on the ramp. And this is when I've got a lot of room. There's not that much room in the storage unit, so hopefully we can make this work too, to tuck her in for a little bit, and all of this while working alone. Yeah, be useful for another hand or two, three, but we'll get it. All right, Supra is on the trailer and strapped down, and let's go drop it off and do the next 3 hours of round trip driving to get back and forth to the storage units so we can get Earl. We got Earl pushed out and ready to go because the drive's about 3 hours, so we're gonna back up when it's still dark to try to get that last one, and then there's never-ending stuff. And you probably can't see much of anything. A little bit of Lucy, the Lusitania there. Earl is there loaded, and we have got the cars we got to transport out. I'm on the fence if I want to do the storage unit tonight or in the morning, because we're up to about 15 hours in. So, long day of moving. Unfortunately, a lot of it's driving, but there's Earl. We'll keep making progress and then get to telling a little story. We are out of Site B, and no more questionable burnouts inside. All right, so many back-breaking days later, we're moved out. You've seen a little bit of time lapse, some interesting ways to move Honda Accord limos without suspension, and yeah, it was a adventure getting everything out. It's exhausting, and I'm tired, but if you've made it this far, you get story time, and a lot of you have been asking in the last several videos. We've kind of been alluding to problems at Site B, and Site B is no more for us in Wrench Every Day. Now, Site B was nothing with Tavarish and I or any type of deal there. It was a space that I worked out to have and work out of and store stuff here in Georgia, and unfortunately, that has gone away, that relationship, and we'll get into that. But to understand why Site B happened and how it worked out and was a big help for us, we'll go back and tell the whole history, because a lot of you wondered where I've come from, what did I do before YouTube, and kind of where I learned about cars, I guess you can say. So I've told some stories on VinWiki about my first driving license being an actual racing license. Growing up, I just always liked tinkering with engines and making them go faster. Lawnmowers, it didn't matter what it was. If it had an engine, I tried to make it go faster. When I moved to Washington State with the family, graduated and immediately moved out to Georgia, where my wife lived. We pretty much high school sweethearts and knew each other for many years. So as soon as I could, moved out, and I had one talent, and that was working on cars, working on engines, making things run. So I got a job working as a mechanic, and then that transitioned to working at a really good family-owned dealership, which then transitioned to my love of hot rodding, making things faster, and joining partners and working at a company called Speed for Sale, where we were building some of the most insane, just nice, clean cars that we possibly could. At one point we had 3 technicians, a helper, 2 front office sales guys, and the company was doing phenomenally well building high-end cars, and really enjoyed it, had a lot of fun. Very stressful, but we got to do kind of cool things normal people didn't get to do. The company reached a point that it kind of plateaued, and the owner's involvement dropped drastically. Now, the ultimate reason you can say that Speed for Sale died, we always said it was health issues. It quite frankly was alcoholism. Owner drank it into the ground and killed it. But right as that was happening, I had just met Tavarish, and we started doing YouTube and having fun doing these absolutely insane projects. So now we're here and still doing insane projects. It's a ton of work, but enjoying it. So why did we go into the history and I guess death of a speed shop? That's where Site B came in. Brandon, really awesome guy. Met him again through Speed for Sale. He would do some alignments and helped us out as he was right around the corner. And I had over a decade's worth of stuff gathered, project cars, parts, tools that I needed to find a quick home for. And he had space at Site B, and that kind of became a community spot. He helped move everything in and was kind of a lifesaver there. We were able to set up, do some filming. It wasn't the best location, low ceiling, poor light, but we made do. And with me constantly being on the road between filming in Florida, Car Trek, the rallies, I wasn't there physically much in the shared space to, make as much use of it as I would like. And being gone, things just kind of got pushed into my corner. My stuff would get pushed even tighter and tighter. I kept my Scout indoors there, and one day it was gone, and I was informed it was moved to another indoor shop, and we couldn't get to it because it was behind 2 MR2s. And just recently, during the move out, picked it back up and could tell it had been just stuck outside, and again, technically moved without permission and gone for a year sitting outside, which is a bit of a bummer. But the community space, other community members are fallowing the waters. I guess that's a good analogy, fallowing the waters. It was a community swimming pool, and we were having fun. And then someone else showed up, and every time they would go swimming, they would leave a number 2 floating in the pool, and it'd never get cleaned up. And I'd come back into town and notice there's just a bunch of number 2s floating in the pool. And then it turned into, well, why aren't you swimming with us? And you didn't see the pool that was full of number 2s. So I'll get out, and we'll have Site S for storage, SU, storage units for a while. I've tried to coordinate that I can get in and out while we're working between Site Dwayne, maybe a little bit on Site GRC, but honestly, the timing worked out where I'm about to be in Florida, where we're going to get some good progress on projects down there. So it was important to get stuff out, get it under a place that I had control of it and knew it would be safe. And we're here now. So that's the drama. That's been Site B. That's where you've heard me kind of talking about leaving, and last time there. It's not the last time on the channel. I don't know why everyone seems to think Freddie and I are at each other's throats. Freddie's very much like a brother, and we, you kind of pick at each other, and it's a normal dynamic. But no, we're not breaking up, moving away. No more Site B. The future of Georgia Shops, and yes, Georgia Shops, we're not looking to move in the next year or so between buying the new truck and a couple other expenses. And honestly, the crazy housing market. Prices are through the roof right now, and we're not wanting to buy. We may sell and get a camper or something, live by the river. But we absolutely love the roads and scenery of North Georgia. So for at least the next year, we're going to be here in Georgia. I'm working with a commercial landlord. There's a couple properties he's trying to get and finalize that we can move into. One of them's absolutely amazing, and I'll be honest, that's kind of the dream shop. If we can make that work out, that's the one I really hope for. So we're working aggressively to get a new place here in Georgia. Timing works out well, as I've got to be on the road for a very long time. We're going back down to Florida, where we're going to get some progress on the Lotus and SCF. We finally got some parts in, so we can make headway there. Then we've got road rallies and just a whole lot of stuff coming up. So it's going to be a very busy couple weeks. We are tucked into site, storage unit, and we'll keep moving forward. Hopefully friendships can get repaired in the long run. We'll see. But ultimately, I'm going to keep pushing forward. I love getting to make videos for you guys, with you guys. I love making videos and filming and working with Tavarish. So we're going to keep doing some really cool stuff. Today's the new day. We are going forward positive. We have everything safe, and we're ready for a lot more questionable choices going forward, right? So that's going to do it for the day. We did a lot of moving, a lot of sweating, one hospital visit. So all in all, I think a successful shop move. So that's going to be it for the very different episode today. We wanted to make sure you understood everything that had been going on, and take you along for what it takes to move a lot of shop equipment in a very short period of time. I'm excited for everything we've got coming. If you'd like to get yourself one of these cool shirts or any of our other merch products, we've got them over on our Bunker branding page. All of that is a huge support for the channel and our projects and expenses. It is expensive to do some of this stuff, especially when you've got to move everything into storage units for the short-term period of time. But as always, I'm Jared, reminding you guys to make questionable choices and start building an arc. And what do I mean by that? Act of random kindness. Buy the person behind you's coffee in the morning, pick up a piece of trash off the sidewalk. Just do one little thing to try to make the world a better place. And we're all going to enjoy it a lot more. We'll see you.